Hello everybody, and welcome to week 3 of the King's Cup, a tournament where 20 duelists fight once every week in a round-robin style tournament to decide the new King or Queen of Games. Our current King of Games so far has had a horrible run, the worst run out of everyone, for that matter. Let's take a look at the bracket. So far, 3 characters, 3 duelists have had 3 wins. Jack Atlas has had 2 wins. So did I say 3 wins? I meant 2 wins. Jack Atlas has won twice, Roman Goodwin has won twice, and Miss Chono, one of my personal favorites, has won twice as well. Looking good for them. They both have a 2-0 victory and a 2-1 victory. No one has won every single duel that they have been in, but these are the 3 that have at least won their matches. Then there's a bunch of duelists who have all won 1 match, whether that was in week 1 or in week 2. Good amount of duelists here, from Blue Maiden all the way to Aster Phoenix, P4 to P9, have won a match, either 2-0 or 2-1, but then when they lost 2-1, meaning they did get that 1 extra point. Also, because we're in week 3 now, the Buchholz tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker, comes into play after today. And if I remember, then at the end of the week, once we can actually see the Buchholz scores, I'll actually go over what it means. And here we have Angie in P10 all the way down to 17th with Tricky Tommy Noble, someone who's a bunch of duelists who have won once and then lost 2-0. So Taya Gardner beat Yugi in round 1 2-0, but then lost 2-0 in her second round. Then unfortunately there's also 3 duelists who haven't won a single match. Now Quattro and number 19, which is Howard X Miller, have at least lost 2-1 one time, which means they have a single point. Still haven't won a match, which they really want to, but they still need that. They still have that point at least. It may become important for the future, whether to become the King of Games or just for a certain ranking. And currently I'm still thinking top 10 stays in season, the King's Cup or Queen's Cup for season 2, bottom 10 is out. But Yami Yugi hasn't won a single duel. The King of Games, the defending King of Games at the start of the season, he hasn't won a single thing. He's lost to Taya, and then I don't remember who he lost the last time. Who was it? To Rin. So, yeah, that's not looking too good for him. So these are matchups for today. We're gonna have Taya Gardner against Yusha Sakaki. Sorry if my face is covering it just slightly. I don't want to reveal the round 4 matchups yet. We have Blue Maiden against Jack Atlas, Howard X Miller and Tricky Tommy Noble, Rin against Nistro, Angie against Yami Yugi. Yami Yugi has to fight Shadol this time. I would say that's a really difficult matchup too, but pretty much everything is a difficult matchup. Roman Goodwin against Antenemy. Quattro fights Disa. The Quattro will have to fight the Monarchs to try and get his first victory. Well, match victory, as a dual victory. Yami American Brooke Walker, Tanya against Aster Phoenix. And then Dipper Orion, one of my favorites purely because of the deck he plays. I love Constellars. Against one of my other favorites, Miss Chono. Honestly, if Miss Chono was the Queen of Games, being such a late addition to the series, that would be incredible. Let me just set up the first duel. Remember, this is on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel makes use of match duels, at least for this tournament. So, if they win once, that doesn't mean they're going to win the total thing. If they lose once, it doesn't mean they're going to lose the total thing. I'm going to start off with Taya Gardner and Yusho Sakaki. Yusho is the one that starts us off. Fancy opening hand, but Taya wants to go first. How would you pendulum summon that if you play one monster? You should just set it so the opponent doesn't even know what to expect. Would have been attacked anyway. Both solemns were set. No monsters right now, so Bountiful Artemis can come in. I think one of the sets was Solemn Judgment, so that can just stop whatever Yusho has face down. Oh, why didn't you play Guiding Ariadne in the Pendulum Zone? If you play Solemn Strike, you don't have to pay anything. You should always, pretty much always play Ariadne in Pendulum Zone. With so many... Wait, what? Oh, you have Utopia the Lightning, but it's main phase 2. Why? Now you play Ariadne. You do that main phase 1, so in case you need it to Solemn Judgment. This looks very simple for Taya so far. I was gonna say, why'd you do that? But it has piercing. Taya with a very easy first game. So that is 1 for Taya. I'll put that in. Let's bring in game 2. It's Taya starting us off now, and Taya won easily just because Yusha seemed to brick. But now Taya starts us off. She has a similar spell and trap lineup. Not quite, but barrier stats, she could be interesting. Guiding Ariadne with Solemn Strike? Do it. Summons it. I guess. Has better attack points. Well weighted. And now Parshath comes out. Ah. Already done their normal summon. Tried to do a little combo. And here is Taya's ace monster trying to decimate it. Get an extra draw as well. Was it a draw or is it a search actually? No, if it inflicts battle damage, you can add a Parshath card or a counter trap. Okay. And this counter Sanctuary in the Sky. To add some extra effects. What? What does that do? I'm confused. How does that work? The player activates this effect. Randomly, if one of them to the hand, discard it to negate the attack. If you don't, battle is doubled. Okay. Solemn Judgment to stop a Forbidden Lance. Very smart in this case. Because then Sky Magician's out and Yusha's without a lot of things he can do. Get an extra drop because of Bountiful Artemis. That's battle damage, so Parshath gets an extra card. Drastic Drop Off. Yeah, that's done. Because they'll just play Drastic Drop Off to make sure they get rid of everything. Ooh, Necrofusion. Do they already have enough? He already has enough! For Quintet Magician! And there's no Solemn Warning right now because it's not set yet. Oh god, Yusho suddenly has a chance. Wow. I thought Taya was gonna win easily. But the Necrofusion happened. Yusho takes game 2. Wow. Yeah, you can see how that can come out of nowhere. I gave him, I think, 1 copy of Necrofusion. I completely forgot about it. That's something. Okay, Yusho game 2. We're going to number 3. Who takes it between the two? I say Taya probably wants to start. She doesn't start and she wins. She starts and she doesn't win. It's a combination of cards that make it a bit of a coincidence, but still, it's very interesting to see. Oh, it's Charmander. I wonder what we'll add. Field's looking very good for Taya. Advantage Yusho for sure. I mean, sorry, advantage Taya against Yusho. And there's Solemn Judgment, I believe, face down now. There might be a Solemn Warning coming. So even Necrofusion will save him. What was if I switch on my microphone? I switched it off for just a second. I forgot to switch it back on. Great. Okay. Next up, Blue Maiden Jack Atlas. Right now, it's pretty easy to remember who's approximately where. Because there's just 3 duelists who haven't won, 3 duelists who have only won, and the rest has won once. So they're either at 3 or 4 points. I don't remember which one's a 4, which one's a 3. But they've won once. So this would be another matchup between those that have won. No, Blue Maiden has won, and Jack Atlas is one of the ones that won twice. So let's find Blue Maiden. There. And then Jack. I have made a version 5 deck for Jack as well, but it's not quite finished, because I don't think all of the Red Dragon Archfiend support that I want is in that deck, but he's going to keep using his V4 deck that I built for the start of King's Cup. I don't think I'll ever change any of the decks throughout a season of King's Cup, and maybe update it for next season. But if I change something, it'll be a very minor change, maybe 1 or 2 cards, and then it's never going to be a card that makes a huge difference, like a new ace monster, or a card that can really turn things around, such as Yusho's Necrofusion. That made a very big difference, just with a single card. I'm not gonna put a major card like that in if I even change the deck, but so far I haven't changed them during the seasons yet. Blue Maiden, Jack Atlas. Let's go. Can Jack Atlas keep up his undefeated streak? At least in matches. Because remember, no one has won every single duel. Jack, Roman, and Michonne all have lost one duel. But not quite a match. They have Disturbance Strategy. But there's a good amount of cards such as Disturbance Strategy that only really work when Trickster Licorice is on the field. And outside of that, then what's really the point behind the card? At least Trickstar Reincarnation has the graveyard effect where you can summon a Trickstar, which can be really useful. Okay, so Jack has lost half his cards already. Because he didn't get the summon off of Pyramid Turtle. There's Reincarnation. There's an Honest. Honest, very useful, but at least Dark Resonator is not destroyed by battle. Jack will like that. I think once there's a Trickstar in the grave, Trickstar Reincarnation will come in. Because I think both effects work both times. Bottomless Temple takes a Candina. Leaves Lilybell's the only one in the field. It might go into Bloom, but no, Trickstar Lilybell can attack directly, can't you? Or then they can just get another search. Never mind, that's a number 2. Now we will get a Bloom, but maybe Bloom plus Lilybell then? No, we're making 2 Bloom for some reason. What's the point? Why would you make 2 Bloom? Whatever you're gonna make, you can probably make it with 2 Lilybell, right? Crimson Heart can be made with 2 Lilybell. Or am I missing something here? Another this present card as well. Where's Trickstar Licorice? I keep wanting to say Licorice, but it's not Licorice. Wait, what was banished? Chain Resonator, which isn't that useful. Call of the Haunted would have been, and then Heavy Knight's pretty nice. Searches for something, Disturbance Strategy just immediately shuffles it away. Searches for something. We want Dark Resonator. But we also want a Synchro Shokan. And Jack summons Chaos King Archfiend. And that'll be able to beat Crimson Heart. Trickstar Reincarnation is in the graveyard. Yeah, you can use that in the same turn as the other one. Lilybell comes out. Just Lilybell, okay. They didn't go for the big one because the Crimson Heart can't beat Chaos King. They go for the direct attack, but they leave an 800 attack monster on the field. Is that really what they should do? Is this where Jack takes over? There's multiple set cards, but some of them only send the hand back. It's meant for Trickstar Licorice. There it is. Now they can actually do something with it. Licorice, especially with something like Light Stage or Dark Room and Nightmare added, it can do more. Are they actually going to play it while Licorice is still in the field? Because that's the whole point of those cards. Infinite Impermanence is nice, but are you actually also going to play the other cards before Licorice is gone? No? That's the point! Play them! Okay, the AI doesn't know how to do that. I talked in the Champions Cup tournament. I did yesterday, the Championship Qualifier on Tag Force, about how certain cards like you have a general ruling of you're not going to attack a 1300 attack position monster with a 1200 attack position monster unless you know there's an effect that can help you beat that 1300 monster. But there's a lot of cards that need programming or algorithms for individual interactions. And things like Present Card, things like Disturbance Strategy, may need that individual one for something like Licorice being on the field. So far, it doesn't seem like... Also, Trickstar Lights it needs some extra programming where the opponent will actually use the trap. Because even half the time the trap is useful, and you can activate it. They force the activation. But if you don't activate it, it's into the graveyard. But even something like a Just Desserts isn't activated. It's just sent to the graveyard. Jack Atlas takes the first game against Blue Maiden. Good job, Jack. One more duel in the next 2. And he stays undefeated on his way to becoming the king, because he already calls himself the king. Will he be the king of games? We're only in week 3 of 19. So a lot can still happen. He can win his first 3 matches and then lose everything else. That is possible. Dark Room, Licorice. Yep. That'll add some damage. Dexter is good at doing little bits of effect damage a bunch of times. Parapatrol summons Endless Decay. Endless Decay goes to 4,000, but Honest stops it. Oh, that was a very powerful monster, but that's not looking too good. Endless Decay comes back though, so it'll just go back to 4,000 attack. Because opponent special summon, it activates, and its attack becomes half the opponent's life points. And it stays that way even if the opponent's life points change. It's not a continuous effect. But there's another Honest! I think she has 3 Honest in the deck, maybe 2. Going for the Link 2. That's why you just didn't just do the Lilybell, I don't know. Trickster Holy Angel. Monster Reborn into Licorice. That's gonna add some extra damage. Holy Angel boosts herself. Dark Room of Nightmare goes off for effect damage. Licorice first. No, they should do Licorice first, I believe, because then the Holy Angel would boost herself again from that battle. Call of the Hunter brings Endless Decay back again. And because Blue Maiden hasn't lost any life, but it's still 4,000. It's been beaten twice already. But it keeps coming back. There's Monster Reward and then Call of the Haunted. Jack can bring stuff back that helps with the synchros. Is he going to synchro? He gives up his 4,000 attack to make Red Rising Dragon. That had better be worth it. Special summons Chain Resonator, so we can make it level 7. And then Resonant Destruction is able to take out Holy Angel. And that goes off every time they use a Resonator for a Synchro. So they can take out the trap now too for when they summon Exploder Wing. The fact that they have that spell is probably the key here. Very good. Because now it's just Dark Room and Nightmare. This will be very hard. The third Honest. They choose to play it as hard. I probably would have kept it in the hand for next turn. Because how else are you going to beat Exploder Dragon Wing with just 1 card? They go into a level 10 and they get to destroy something else. Hot Dragon Archfiend Bane. That's one of the big ones. Smash summon 2 tuners at the same level. Oh my god, they go level 12. And they get to take out Dark Room as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. Worthy of the king. He summoned his ace card for the first time in the King's Cup. I'm pretty sure of that. Resonant Destruction only stays on the field for 2 turns. That's enough. Here he has his 4,000 attack again. It's 3,900 for Blue Maiden. It's another 2-0 victory, it looks like. And he even summoned his ace. Yeah, that's done. That's still undefeated in matches for Jack Atlas. Blue Maiden felt the wrath of the king. Jack Atlas takes that one 2-0. Blue Maiden doesn't get any points. Yusho did lose against Taya, but thanks to his Necrofusion card and Quintet Magician, he at least gets 1 point out of the matchup, which may come into play in the future. In the total standings, it may just become very important. Just for a fun ranking. For a tiebreaker. Or it might be the difference between spot 10 and 11. To decide who goes out after Season 1 and who stays in. We have Howard X Miller against Tricky Tommy Noble. Howard. So we saw the first person in the last match who had won twice already. Now this is the first one who has lost twice. Can they get their first win, or will it be another loss for them? And will we see Ultimate Baseball Kid on the side of Tricky Tommy Noble? Howard X Miller starts us off. Morphing Jar to Warm One. They probably want a Warm One, right? You want a Morphing Jar. It's about getting rid of the opponent's mons, but also emptying their deck. The more monsters they have on the field, the better the card usually is. Night Beam takes out side effects. Probably one of the nausea, because they didn't use side effect much until much later. Gorilla goes out. Ultimate Baseball Kid comes back. And Wormworm's not going to destroy that because Baseball Kid has 1,000 defense. Which means Baseball Kid is now going to go face up, plus probably another fire monster. Ooh, that's Spirit, so that's a Synchro. So that's Horse Prince. I'm pretty sure that's a level 6 Synchro. Horse Prince can summon another Baseball Kid. That's one of the ways he often brings it out. He chooses Spirit. But for some reason attacks with it, even though it has 700 attack. Ooh, I saw Lost Winds there, which, if Howard X Miller were to summon from the extra deck, they can bring that back, but yeah, that's not going to happen because he doesn't have an extra deck. So yeah, we're not going to see that Lost Winds in action. Another Synchro, this time with Leopard. Here comes another Horse Prince. If they put Baseball Kid now, that's 2,500 attack, yeah. That's one of the main ways he, well, the main way he brings it out usually. 2,400 damage, 2,500, yeah. If you overpower Howard X Miller, he's not going to do too well. He has a good amount of milling cards, but he doesn't have a lot of stall. So there isn't a lot that he can do once that's broken. The opponent needs to play slowly. He's made for a more slower format. It's because of that. It's not too difficult usually to break the stall that he has. And then if you have even a bit of a push for big damage, you can beat him. So I think that's... Howard X Miller is the only deck that I consider before the tournament to VV3. I can change my opinion throughout, of course. But I think we're seeing why he's a V3 deck and not a V4. The thing is, we also have one V5 deck in the tournament. And that's Yugi's. He hasn't won yet. Now, what are the differences between V4 and V5? I feel like I've lately, in also the other decks I've made, given the V5 ranking a bit too easily. Because some decks just aren't good enough to be V5, even if they are the ultimate versions of their deck. Like I made a deck for the Paradox Brothers with Newgate Guardian support. It's nice and it can do really well, but it's not strong enough to be V5. Alright, let's see if Howard X Miller is going to stay stuck at 1 point or if he's going to gain his second one. He has a negate attack. He has Gravekeeper Servant, but it's not going to do too much for him. 1 day piece is nice. Gets him a draw, stalls for a turn. Oh, there's something here in front of my eye that's... I can't see what it is. There's a hair hanging here somewhere. I can see it if I move a certain way. No, it's fine. Okay, they have bear, so even if Howard X Miller gets a monster out, they can play the monster. Doomdozer can be pretty nice. That's something you can actually use to win by damage. But it needs stuff like Worm and Needleworm in the graveyard to even make use of it. That's another Tenki for another search. Their main phase 2. Gravekeeper Servant early is nice. Or did they take out negate attack? No, they took a negate attack. That's not looking too good for Howard X Miller. I think he's gonna stay stuck at 1 point. There's still way too many cards left in Tommy's deck Tricky Tommy Noble beats Howard X. Miller 2-0 in convincing fashion. Goes up another 3 points. And Howard X. Miller is going to stay stuck at the 1 points that he had so far. Against, remember, Howard X. Miller opened the entire King's Cup, round 1, week 1, everything, against Jack Atlas. Jack won 2-0 twice, 2-1 once. The one single duel that Jack Atlas lost was against Howard X. Miller. Yet Jack now has 3 wins and Howard has 3 losses. That's how things can happen. It's an interesting thing to think about. Tricky Tommy Noble takes his victory. And I'm going to set up Rin versus Nistro. Rin would have been very happy to have beaten Yami-Yugi last time. Can she keep up that winning streak? No, not another Rin. I was about to do Rin versus Rin. That's not how it's supposed to happen. Nistro. Yes. Let's go. Rin will start game 1. Both on the same field, which looks fun. Few of the speedroids that have come from Yugo. Going for an Xyz, because she does have Totem Bird. I think it's negate of some kind? Yeah. It's a negate for the double detach. But will that be necessary, or will there just be an Xyz that can go over Totem Bird? Heroic Champion Bronco Miniad. It's a very good card. Totem Bird stuff Monster Born, that's smart. Bronco Miniad was gonna beat it anyway, so probably Nistro should have waited, unless he just didn't know what Totem Bird did. And it's like the anime where you can't read the opponent's card effects. And you just have to be surprised. Okay, Blizzard Bell comes out. Maybe because they know that then they can beat Bronco Miniad? No, they're not. Wait! Assault Armor's effect helps protect it. No, wait, no. That's a different effect. Combat Trap Battle is just Bronco Miniad's effect. This just gives the 300 to make it possible. Assault Armor just allows you to attack those. I thought it was also something about send this card to the grave for battle, though. Like to negate battle destruction. But that's not quite it. Now is when it can be Trap Battle. Bronco Miniad's good. Imagine if it has 3 materials at some point. Rin didn't start too well, and Nistro's doing the push to make sure that he gets game 1. Another Bronco Miniad. I think he has 2 in the deck. That one's extra powerful, beats over Blizzard Bell. Rin, what do you have? You have cards that can stop this. You have certain cards that can special summon something else, do a big synchro play, and have fun with that. How much can you... They have the Blizzard Bell. Now, this Bronco Miniad is now weaker again. Probably won't have another Assault Armor, but they could play another Xyz. They get 2 draws. The other Bronco Miniad is back in the extra, so that could be summoned again. It's gonna get summoned again, isn't it? Yep, we're back. Bronco Miniad. All the time. But the Wind Chandler does come out, saves him from that. But remember, the defense vision Bronco Miniad still can't be destroyed by battle. Also, does she ever play this card? I think. Yeah, but it needs a Wind Witch, okay. Now, Wind is the strongest one. Why in attack position? You could have attacked with the other one. Why did you just not... Huh? They want to draw into that attack? Okay, Glass Bell. Are you gonna play Wind... No, what does Wind Witch Chance do again? Plus on Wind Witch when different from the deck in defense position. That makes it play Wind Witch Chimes. You can do a thing. I have a vague memory that they never play Wind Witch Chimes. I remember there's another card that I gave Mako Tsunami in either version 1 or version 2 deck, maybe both. Something like Fish Sonar, they never play that card either. It's like the AI doesn't even know how that card works. Even though it can be a really good card and it's a comeback card. Wind Witch Chime seems to just not be used. This is one of the cards I'm talking about that I might change in a deck. Because if the AI just refuses to use the card even in scenarios where it's very good, then I want to change the card to something else. Not to something super major that'll change every game, but something that AI might actually use and will be useful. So that is something I am now considering. We're going to try and pay attention to Wind Witch Chimes. And I might change that card in Rin's deck for future strings. It'll stay in the deck for this one. But it's something I might have to test in some other duels. Just outside of this string. And then if it's just straight up not used ever, I do something about it. Game 1 goes to Nistro. Let's go to Game 2. Nistro will start this time. Rin seems to have a lot better cards to use. She also has 2 Wind Witch Chimes. See if any of them will be used at any point in this duel. Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Talk about a good negate. What is Snowbell's extra effect? Can't be destroyed by the opponent's card effect, so not even... No Mirror Force, no Dark Hole, it won't even stop it. Crystal Wing is out on the field. Nope. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon says negate. Bye-bye. I think Rin is gonna win game 2. I'm pretty sure Rin's gonna win game 2. Also, they still aren't playing Wind Witch Chimes. They should just play it. Get extra damage out there. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that. Change Wind Witch Chimes. Change Wind Witch Chimes in Rin's V4 deck. Because they should just be playing it. There's multiple cards to choose from. Forbidden Lands on Blizzard Bell. And thanks to Snowbell, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon can't be destroyed by it anyway. It doesn't do anything. Let's continue. At least 1,000 Blades survives. Another Blizzard Bell. Let's just keep going. Game 2 goes to Rin. That's an exciting one because this can happen. You just have the right cards, happen to have the right counters. Nistro looked so much better. He was able to get an advantage. Rin didn't start too well. Nistro got an advantage. Was able to keep pushing on that advantage and kept it going. Now there's Ice Spell on the start for Rin, and that's a really nice card to start combos with. You probably don't want to see Pot of Avarice till turn 3-4, unless you do a huge combo. But still a pretty good opening for Rin. Are they gonna go wrong immediate right at the start, or no? No, probably not, because they can't attack with it, so then it might be a bit of a waste. Dimensional Barrier can help stop Xyzes, but that's one of the more difficult ones to predict sometimes. Although at this point, a real player would know, oh, the opponent's playing mostly Xyzs, it looks like. We can use that. Two synchros are possible here, and we're starting off with Wind Witch, Diamond Bell. Rin's ace card. Destroy, destroy, let's attack. Yeah, it might have been nice to have that Rongominiad after all. Although, the Rongominiad wouldn't be... No, Rongominiad would have been straight to destroy it. It would have been even worse, because Diamond Bell would destroy it. Oh! Stuff the Xyz. What did they call? I didn't see what they called, but they probably said Xyz. Because this would have been a 4,000 attack Rongominiad. It would have been a 4,000 attack Rongominiad. Oh no! Oh no, Rin, no! And now it's gonna happen. It's not good. No, they just go with 2. Okay, well, they do it with extra sword. King Arthur. Ooh, we don't see King Arthur too often. King Arthur, think if it's sort of a battle that can save itself with a material and then they deal 500? Yes. It gains 500 attack and you inflict 500. It even gains some extra power. So you need some effect destruction to do that. Nistro took over. I don't like how they keep attacking with the 1300 attacker, but the defenses on Rin's side aren't that strong. So Nistro's gonna take this. Nistro's looking very good. Mirror Force! Like, they didn't even need Mirror Force. King Arthur would have done it next turn. They have no need for any of this, but they summon Rongominiad anyway, boost its power up by 4,000 attack. Okay, bye. Nistro wins the match. Nistro beats Rin 2-1. So far Rin's only win is against Yami Yugi. And he's no slouch. Speaking of Yami Yugi, he's gonna try and get his first even single duel win in this next one. He's up against Angie. Where's Angie's deck? Oh yeah, Angie has the different deck box because she's from the World Championship games. And then we get Yami Yugi. Let's see if we can actually see more of his Dark Magician deck now. And if he will actually win a game, that would be good. Yami Yugi is powerful, I promise. But is he gonna win today? Which the Shadows are nothing to mess with either. It's a real good card to start with for Yugi, but it's out of there immediately. And Yugi has a decent amount of cards that can't be normal summoned. Like his Ritual, like his multiple Dark Magicians, like his Tamaya's card. So if he can't play his Searcher sometimes, then that can be really hard. If he doesn't open with Magician's Rod, it can be really hard for him. And we know that Angie has multiple options here, because we can see her hand, Eternal Soul. Yeah, that's a great card, but only if you have Dark Magician. In the grave, I think. It only summons from the grave. Here's an Xyz for Angie. Silence on her arc to protect itself from destruction. At least if Yugi attacks it, and on arc has to detach to save itself, then it can't use its effect to, let's say, absorb a special summon Dark Magician. Yugi, you're not looking good. Yugi! How, you're like, okay, there's a chance that you break if certain cards get destroyed or negated turn 1 and you can't open badly. But there were maybe 1 or 2 duels before King's Cup where something like this happened. You have won so many duels. You have done so many amazing plays before this tournament. What has happened to Yugi? Game 1 to Angie. Oh my god. If Angie gets the next one, Yugi still doesn't have a win. He's already ranked last because he's the only one without points. Even Howard X Miller has the 1 point. And then a little bit later we'll see Quattro in action. Yugi, are you gonna win? Because sure, you can still win the next 16 matches even if you lose 2-0 to Angie here. You can still become king of games, but it's gonna become harder and harder because Jack's already had 9 points. And Jack's looking very good. Very nice opening there, I would say, for Angie. Starts with a mathematician. Has some other options. Start with the Shadow Dragon immediately. Ooh, Shekinaga. There's 1 copy of Shekinaga in the deck. Works well with Mathematician. Agile gets a Beast. So there's a Shadow Fusion that they can just play next turn. Nice defensive setup. I don't remember what Shekinaga exactly can... I believe it's a negate card, but I don't remember what it negates. Okay, they get secrets. But can they summon a Dark Magician? Ooh. They play a fusion. Out comes the Dark Magicians. And this, they did not... Why'd you play that if you're gonna link it off anyway? Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I'm strongly considering just doing V3 decks for King's Cup in the future, even though the V4 decks are really cool. Come on, you know what Shekinaga is, you can read it. You had a way to beat the thing. Yeah, I'm also strongly considering that unless it's a Link deck that the character plays, to just give them no Link monsters in the future. I'll keep... They can keep whatever they have here. But there's so many times where there's play big monsters, big Xyzes, whatever, and then they just link it off to something weaker. Now sure, if with Dark they can summon something back, and there's Darks in the grave in the other opponent as well. That is something I dislike. If it's an easy link to make, let's say Nightmare Phoenix, I stop putting IP Masquerena in decks. Even though IP Masquerena into Nightmare Unicorn can be a really nice combo if you're a human player, AI doesn't know how to do that. And will barely ever do that. I've stopped putting IP Masquerena in any deck. Maybe 1 or 2 decks still have it. But in new decks I build, I just refuse to put Masquerena in. I'll figure out an extra Xyz or something you can use. Silence on Arc absorbs it. Nope. Thought not. Magician's Combination. Here's Dark Magician Girl, who now with Dark Magician in the graveyard is stronger than Silence on an Arc. Like, it's not much, but I feel like this is slight advantage Yugi? Okay, extra draws. Destroy a card. Yugi? Is Yugi gonna win? Because with Eclipse Wiper and the Lure of Darkness, there's not much you can do. Yugi's actually looking good. He did some combos. There's nothing on Angie's field. Dark Honest is great, but only on dark monsters. They're gonna attack with Artemis, aren't they? Because they can. Yeah, that's the AI. Now this does banish Dark on Dragon. How many Darks are in the grave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, even if they get Dark on Dragon back, it's not gonna help. They could allure Darkness into Dark Honest. Shadow Dragon takes out that. Okay. Why would you allure Darkness after? The Dark Honest isn't gonna help you. Shadow Fusion isn't gonna help you. It's gonna be another 1100 damage because Artemis is gonna attack. Watch this. An 800 attacker shouldn't be attacking into defensive position monsters unless you know the opponent mostly uses weak defense monsters. So Yugi could have had a bit more life points, and Angie could have had less. But it's still the highest attack on the field for Dark Magician Girl. Alright. See that one in action. There's a Collapse Servant, that can be summoned next turn, but there's a direct attack. One more of those, and Yugi gets a point. He still hasn't won the match by that point, he still has to win another duel. Okay, he has enough life points to survive it. There's too many Darks in the Grift to summon Dark Armed Dragons, so he's safe from that. But that's massive damage. They can't El Shadow Fusion because the deck doesn't have Starving Venom, I don't think. Well, even if it did, they can only summon Shadows with that card. There's not Polymerization. Otherwise, Yugi would have been done for, quite possibly. That Serpent's gone. Lower life points for Angie. Can't summon Wife or Burst, so they must have already gone them all. Yugi doesn't have extra things to push with, but Angie doesn't have an answer. Yugi's gonna get a point? Is no one gonna be pointless? I like when everyone has at least a point. We're still 3 characters without a win, like a match win. And we'll still build towards that. It'll be exciting when Howard X Miller gets his first one. It feels weird that I'm about to celebrate Yugi's first one. Dude, you could just direct attack unless that thing is actually safe from effect destruction. Yugi gets it. That's a point. Which means we go to game 3 for the first time in a duel that involves Yugi. Thing is, Angie could just do what Angie did in duel 1. And completely obliterate him. Yugi can just brick again, but Yugi, once he gets his monster, can do some cool stuff. Has a lot of support. And especially if he gets a Dark Magician in the grave, has Eternal Soul, then he can just keep linking it off, synchroing it, whatever, and then bring it back with Eternal Soul again. But we have seen that Angie, I think, has multiple cards, like Mystical Space Typhoon, that can destroy cards like Eternal Soul. And Eternal Soul being destroyed is bad, because I think they lose all their monsters. And they get secrets again. They play it, so it's Diffusion? Yeah. Dark Magician Girl and Magician's Souls. Fusion summon once again the Dark Magicians. Don't quite remember what the thing's effect is. If a spell trap card or effect is activated, you can draw a card. If it was a spell trap, set it. If it's a trap, you can activate. If it's destroyed, special summon both a Dark Magician and a Dark Magician Girl. Interesting combo. That way they can immediately play it. Okay. Daybreaker? Dark. Yugi's playing. Yugi's looking good. Eclipse Wyvern sets up usually Dark Armed Dragon, yeah. I think there might actually only be Dark Armed Dragon in this deck, that's possible. There's a Mystical Space Typhoon. Could be nice. Sinner's a Shadow Game Sensual Dragon, that's the one that destroys the spell, the face down card then. It doesn't stop Shadow Dragon's effect, but it does get them something extra. An extra draw. Mathematician sends Phalis, which summons itself, which means level 7 Synchro. Can they play Dark Armed? Because that can change the game. I don't know how many Darks are in the grave. That adds one. They go for level 8 Synchro. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. They can destroy both. No, they just go for attack. Become Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. And there's still one in the graveyard. Strongest monster on the field is Angie's. But Yugi can probably link into something big at this point. Potential for Link 3. Nightmare Unicorn to get rid of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend? No? Why aren't you playing Unicorn's effect? Link Spider, sure, but... do you not want to have it? Huh? Yep, Yugi has access to Talker too. He doesn't summon it as often as Yusha Sakaki does. Okay, that would be a reason to have Nightmare Unicorn. It's nice to have a Link 3 with it. To have an extra Link in there. Link Spider I can understand so you can destroy something extra with access code, but still. Why not just play Nightmare Unicorn's effect? You can probably lose one of your cards in hand. This is send Hard Red Dragon Archfiend away. Yugi's looking extremely good. I think Yugi's about to get his first one. Draw for Mathematician, but that doesn't help. Yummy Yugi wins not just his first duel, but he wins his first match. Yami Yugi is well on the board and ready to defend that title of King of Games. So where Howard X Miller was unable to get the first match win, Yugi was, even though it was difficult, especially game 2, with some of the plays he made with Shahinaga out. But Yugi was able to make it. Next duel, we're going to see Roman Goodwin, which means that's one of the duelists that has won twice already. Can he do the same that Jack Atlas did? And keep that winning streak going? Or will he fall out of that list? We'll be finding out soon. Antinomy is the opponent. I'm looking forward to seeing version 5 Antinomy's deck. I don't think did I build it? I don't think I've built it yet. But I'm not going to have it in King's Cup. It's going to be the version 4 deck. Outside of 1, maybe 2 version 5 decks, I have a feel it's really appropriate, like with Yugi's. I don't think I want to have version 5 decks in King's Cup. Because version 5 is... the AI doesn't always know how to do that, and maybe the ultimate version of a deck involves a good amount of link plays, and AI doesn't know about a lot of them. So version 4, maybe even version 3 decks to slow the game down a bit might be better. But we'll see. I can do a bunch of different things, especially in the Champions Cup. Every tournament, let's say I do a version 3 tournament, then a version 5 tournament, then a version 1 tournament, stuff like that. But I think I want to stick to maybe V4, maybe V3 for King's Cup. I can, let's say Tanya makes it through in Yusho, I can just weaken their decks a bit to make it version 3s and then use those. I haven't fully decided on what I want to do with that. We're only in week 3 of this King's Cup. I don't know how I want to change things. It's not confirmed either that the top 10 are safe. It's just what I'm thinking right now, and I've thought of for the past week. Let's go Roman Goodwin versus Antinomy. We're in the second half of the duels for today. Starting with Spiderweb. Spiderweb is nice. Start with Cyber Dragon. Okay. Take that Holly Insect. Forces Cyber Dragon to defense, but Holly Insect summons something new. Wait, Mother Spider comes in here, right? No, they sync right. Level 9. What level 9 is he at? Trishula! I gave him Trishula! Oh, if they didn't have that Gear Zombie, that would have been 2 defense position monsters in the opponent's field, and then Mother Spider would have been able to come out. How are they going to deal with Trishula? It's a level 6. Underground Arachnid? How does that work against Trishula? It's not as strong. Oh wait, no, it absorbs it! Straight up absorbs it. One for one drillfish. 100 damage, destroys a card. Drillfish can be nice like that. It can be your out to some difficult situations. There's Armored Bee. It's not quite a spider, but it's one of the few non-spiders in the deck, I think. Especially main. It has a nice 1600 attack, and the fact that it can half the opponent's attack for a turn means that it can beat something that's just on, as long as it has under 2300 attack. Armored Bee can beat it just on its own. Spider X summons some tokens. Can they be tributed for a tribute summon? Yes, so Mother Spider can come out now. Antinemy, what's your set card? Another magic cylinder. Please crash a spider token into Drillfish. No? I would have liked to see it crash in Drillfish. Although, no, that would have given them a surge. No. So the crash would have been good, especially knowing Raigeki was coming, but they had no way of knowing that. Oh, Antinemy, are you gonna beat Roman Goodwin? We still have Miss Chona, who's won twice. We still have Quacha, who has lost twice after this. Jack kept winning. Howard X Miller kept losing. Yugi changed his destiny. Would have been cooler if he actually beat Aster Phoenix and had changed his destiny. That would have been a good pun. If you even want to call it a pun. Trishula back in the extra deck. What does he draw? Warwolf. Drillfish takes care of Armored Bee, I would think. Yes. Warwolf for some extra damage. Next turn could finish it. But they're both in defense position. I don't think they can change for the next turn. Yeah. Solidarity doesn't help. But they're safe for a turn due to Spiderweb. Why didn't they just go for Spiderweb? If they had that. So I don't think that's a lingering effect. That only applies to Spiderweb still in the field. There is a tribute summon for Cyber Dragon and Antinemy takes game 1. Which means Roman loses game 1. Which means he's 1 away from losing that undefeated streak. Go to game 2. Spiderweb's is nice, but the rest you can't play. Monster Reborn and Harpy Feathers are both very nice, but they're not that useful right now. Hyper Librarian for some extra damage. That'll be good. And Wonder Magician might have been nice, but the fact that would have destroyed another spell or trap, I believe. I believe that's an on-summon effect for that. That's big damage. Monster Reborn will actually do something now. How useful is it really? Terraforming? No, Roman, no! You don't have the cards. At least Spiderweb's there to defend you. But if they have another good summon, another Synchro, King Caballo gets Cyber Magician. No! Roman loses. Wonder Magician. Did they take it Solidarity? No, they took it Spiderweb. Roman's out. Roman loses the undefeated streak. Jack remains as the only one. Well, we don't know what Miss Chono has done yet. Axel Shinkra! Tekajinas! Bledo Ganna! Styles on Roman Goodwin with an Excel Synchro. Yeah, everyone can break, everyone can start not so great, and then that can happen. That is why I like that everyone gets 19 matches. Even if you break once or twice, you can still come back from it and have a pretty good idea of how strong a deck really is in the long run. It's in Champions Cup where you just have to win just have to win 4 times. And considering it's currently on Tag Force, you don't even get a match. You don't even break once and then still have a chance to win the next 2, like Yugi had against Angie. Yeah, that's it. Antinomy gets that win. So maybe Miss Chono will join Jack as the only ones that have won 3 times. We'll see what Quattro does. If Quattro beats Disa, that means Howard X Miller is the only one remaining to have lost. Well, to have only lost in their matches. Let's see. Quattro. Quattro against Disa. I like Disa. Disa, what can you and your Monarch deck do? Quattro versus Disa, let's go. It's going to be Quattro to start us off. Oh, oops. I hit a thing. Already play something. Yep, there comes Erebus. I was gonna say they normal summon something, they can add a tribute summon so they would go with the opponents. Quattro can do some nice plays with his gimmick puppets, but because a good amount of them are level 8, need something in the opponent's field, need multiple gimmick puppets in the grave to even use their effects. It's hard sometimes to get going. And I think this duel is one of the examples. They've definitely had some improvements over the years with some extra support. Some level 4 monsters that help them out. But it doesn't always work out. There's Magnadoll that needs a gimmick puppet on the field to be able to special summon. They could have won if they just didn't play the Vassal. Huh, okay. They give them an extra turn, but there's no Xyz in the grave for Xyz Reborn. That's Disa. Disa takes game 1. That wasn't too difficult. We go to game 2. It's going to be Quattro to start again. Two Drarydolls, eh. Once they're in the grave, they can be really nice, but they need to be in the graveyard. The only useful card in that opening hand is Bottomless Trap Hole. Pantheism. Sends a card. Gets 2 cards. Activates the effect to search. I wonder what card they want to add. I think they might have added the field spell. Ooh, smart Idea. Comes out, gets Eidos, gets another monster, but Bottomless comes out to take it out to stop special summons. That would have been a really heavy hit on Quattro, so they'll be happy to be able to take that out. But they still can't do anything. Disa still has a massive advantage. Now, Disa doesn't know what the set cards are, but oh, just another Vanity's Fiend, because why not? It has 2400 attacks, so it works with some of the support cards. Disa's not going to special summon much. There's more tribute summons. I like that about the Monarch. It focuses on more of the original mechanics of the game. It doesn't use the extra deck. Allows you to use some extra cards if you don't have an extra deck. Even if Quattro wants a special summon, they can't. Vanity's Feed. Neither player can special summon monsters. It's done. Quattro... The Vanity's Feed didn't even matter. Quattro just couldn't do anything. Okay, Erebus comes out, so now they can special summon. But it still doesn't matter. These is just flexing a bit. There could still be something like Mirror Force phase down. They don't know what it is. We know. At least if you remember, but yeah, Quattro can't do anything. Easy win, Disa. Quattro remains with Howard X. Miller at the bottom. And only out of the three that hadn't won a match before today, the only one to win one was Yami Yugi. Yami Yugi is out of that bottom three. We go to the 8th match of week 3. Yami Merrick Brookwalker. Can Yami Merrick's burn deck do some damage? Or will Brookwalker's Mermantian deck do something back? And will they be able to push hard enough before Merrick can deal some big damage? Brook will start us in this match. Well, in this duel. I guess match 2. Look, it's pot agreed. Merrick is totally cheating. No, I gave him pot agreed as an extra draw card. He's from the original series where pot agreed was still legal, so I thought, I can do that. Pot of Duality as well, gets Pot of Desires. Chain Strike for some damage. Barrel, Blazing Mirror Force, Secret Barrel. Okay, they definitely want to deal some damage by a barrel. Okay, Pot of Desires, banishes 10, gets another 2. Blazing Mirror Force, alright. But they don't like to set more than 2 cards at once. Chamber is one of the few decks where you might want to do that, but because they have nothing to answer against a Heavy Storm or a Harpy's Feather Duster, they might not want to play it. And some decks have them. Heavy Storm not as much, Harpy's Feather Duster, yes. Decent amount of decks do run Harpy's Feather Duster. And Raigeki for that matter. Alka-Fibrax, get us as another tuner. This isn't like the combo with the Spellcasters into Selene and then into Access Code. Because this deck doesn't have the Spellcasters, but it has stuff like Sea Serpents and Aquas. Comboing, Lapis Dragon was added to the hand by card effect. That's a special summon. Link Shokan. He likes to make Coral Anemone. That could be a Link 3. No, they make Area the Water Charmer. What was the point of making that link? If they're gonna link that one off again, then what was the point? Why didn't you just use Alka-Fibrax? Okay, they get the extra summon of a Sea Serpent. Get rid of a card from the opponent's hand. Okay, they have a bit more power now with than Alka-Fibrax would have had. Almost finished off Merrick with Magic Cylinder Resists. He wishes he had Blazing Mirror Force set right now. He wishes. Ooh, a Bistrella. That's a boost of the water monsters. Merrick, I recommend setting Blazing Mirror Force. I strongly recommend setting Blazing Mirror Force. Oh, yes, and set Pachycephalo. Why didn't you set Pachycephalo? At least you did Blazing Mirror Force. Wait, doesn't Blazing Mirror Force damage you as well? Yeah. So that might not be good at this point. To do it, 2150 to both. 1 card left for Brook. They got rid of Pachycephalo, which is huge. But American beat this. Then he's suddenly looking much better. Wabaku can help Stallers or Magic Cylinder can deal massive damage. Play Darkroom, play Magic Cylinder. Because they have a Secret Barrel, right? So then they can Secret Barrel, and then Magic Cylinder, and then Merrick wins. I feel like you can tell that I've played Chainburn before. Almost this exact deck was my main deck for a while. Secret Barrel, Merrick gets it. Blazing Mirror Force saved him. Secret Barrel didn't need to do much. Add Dark Room and Nightmare. Game over. It's the first one to Yami Merrick. And in game 2, Brooke will start. This cute music is gonna frustrate Merrick so much that he can't play well. There are so many draw cards. Lava Golem, but he can't special summon this turn. I think Blazing Mirror Force probably would have been a good play. Sets 3 though. Okay. Nice 1,000 damage, adds 300 with Dark Room. Secret Blast for another 1,200. Looking pretty good. Some nice damage added on. And there's multiple special summons here. And we know what card Merrick has to deal with that. Wait, does Substitute stop spells and traps or some monster effects? Not Substitute. This one. Totally awesome. Or monster effect. No! Merrick's suddenly in trouble. Or is he gonna totally awesome this? No. Well done. Very good play. Totally awesome. Stops Pachycephalo from destroying everything else. Still a lot of damage to deal for Brooke. But that was big. 2,300 life points left isn't too much though. And Lava Golem plus 2 threatening boars could do it. Why didn't you play it? Why didn't you play Lava Golem? You had 2 threatening roars. Huh? Dragoons, Mulan Glacier. There goes Lava Golem. Merrick, you just might have misplayed. Says his Firecracker, but what can Merrick draw to even do something? Magic Cylinder, perhaps. Magic Cylinder or Dimension Wall. That would save him, I think. Or Blazing Mirror Force. I think you can still do that. Wait. 1,200 damage. I saw Secret Blast. What else? I was half looking at Merrick's cards. It was Secret Blast and something else. Secret Blast is at least 1,200, but they're going to probably play more. Play it! Play it now! Play Secret Blast! That was 1,800 damage! Okay, Halka Fibrax, play... He summoned something, play it! Play Secret Blast! 1,800 damage! Merrick, what are you doing? It's a full field. How much more damage do you want with a Secret Blast? You literally let them summon Prime Photon Dragon in a water deck. And then they summon Area because it's a nice card to play. Threatening Roar. Okay. It's still possible. Because that's still a 1,200 damage on the field. But they... What do they draw? Blazing Mirror Force. That could do it. That could do it no matter what. Still unlikely they didn't use Secret Blast before. But Blazing Mirror Force saves them both times. Yami Merrick with Chain Burn wins the match. That's 2-0 against Brooke Walker. Blazing Mirror Force showing its usefulness. If you don't happen to hit that with something like a Trishula or a Night Beam or a Mystical Space Typhoon, it's dangerous. And plus all the other little damages you did. Looking good for him. Alright, what's our next duel? Tanya Aster Phoenix. Tanya with Amazonas. Where is Tanya? Tanya. Seriously, where is Tanya's deck? There. Next to Yugi's. And then Minaka's boy, Aster Phoenix. Quattro still hasn't won. She won't be happy with that. Ken Aster Phoenix. He's won once, he's lost once. We'll be sure to look at the total standings after this. Tanya Aster Phoenix, let's go. Tanya will start duel 1. Immediately, turn 1. Here's Destiny and Dragoon. Nice combo. That way Amazon's Village doesn't summon a new one. Good start for Aster. If I recall correctly, Fusion Destiny would destroy Destiny and Dragoon during this end phase. But then Destiny and Dragoon during the standby phase can revive itself. It just, if it's in the graveyard in the standby phase, it just banishes another Destiny hero from the grave and then, ta-da! Here comes some big damage! Bye, Tanya! That was fast. Making a note. Game 1, Aster Phoenix. She didn't stand much of a chance. Tanya's starting again for game 2. Fusion is Dystopia this time. No Destiny and Dragoon, but there's a fusion on the side of Tanya as well. Here's Amazon's Pet Liger, who did a lot in previous rounds. Which doesn't help if it gets bottomless trap hold. Two cards out. Onslaught was one of them. Summoned Spy back, but it's looking very good for Aster Phoenix right now. Boosted attack on Dystopia. And just straight up both times, just dual. It was turn 4. Tanya had her fusion the second time. We got Bottomless Trap hold. Aster Phoenix with a super quick match win. Minako will be happy with that one. We have one match remaining. And it is with two of the characters that I'm rooting for quite a lot in this tournament. Miss Chono, because of her interesting deck, that's one of the few that I think, yeah, I fully built that one from scratch. Some of them I took a deck recipe or like from a game, or I took someone's deck profile on YouTube that I thought, oh, with this amount of support, this would work well, and then I altered it a little bit to fit, let's say, the version of the deck, the strength of the deck that I wanted, or the type of play that I wanted the deck to be able to do. Dipper Orion is my own Constellar deck. I think just exactly a Constellar deck that I used to play at some point good many years ago. And then Miss Jonah I built from scratch. And I just really like how that deck turned out, especially with Legendary Swordsman. You're gonna see them both in action. I'm rooting for Dipper Orion because he has Constellar, and I want the Constellar deck to, let's say, at least stay in the top 10, so he can be like in the total standings, so he can stay in the King's Cup for next time. But Miss Chono is also Miss Chono, and I really like how that deck came out, and her being the only manga character, one of the unknown characters, would be really cool to see her do super well. And also, if Dipper wins, that means Miss Chono loses, but that also means that Jack Atlas will be the only one remaining that hasn't lost a match. Dipper Orion, Miss Chono, our last match for week 3 of King's Cup. Here we go. Dipper starts, gets reinforcements, which can get him Pollux, which can get him an XCs. That's some pretty nice traps. Does an XCs. Keeps the 2 mons at sets 3 cards. Can stop effects, can stop an attack. I don't remember his 3rd set already. I think it was Magic Cylinder, just because I like Magic Cylinder. Back in by the World Chalice into an XC summon for Miss Chono, Blade Armor Ninja. Yeah, with Megalith Smasher X, I believe she has. She can do Lagia, she can do Dolka. But with the Warriors, she can do stuff like Blade Armor Ninja and Excalibur. I don't think she runs Rungo Miniad. I kept that one for just Nistro. Ooh, don't remember what that does, but that was a late addition to the deck. Non-effect monsters on the field are unaffected by monster effects, but if you put special summons an effect monster, but you control a face-down monster, or non-effect monster, you draw 2 cards. Here comes an effect monster, and Beckham by the World Challenge is a non-effect monster. Dark Rebellion comes out, but that's 2 draws for Miss Chono. Dark Rebellion gets some power from Blade Armor Ninja, but gets Mirror Forced. Oh, and Miss Chono's got 2 extra draws to play with. Tribute summon for Cosmo Queen. What? No, that wasn't tribute summon, was it? No, that would have still been the special summon because it's level 7. But it can't attack, effect negate, it's only 1500. Yeah. Fiendish Chain helping out very well. There's Mirror Force. But no more monsters for Dipper for the moment. So tribute itself, that does work. Here's Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because it's a Fiendish Chain only negates effects, not the costs to activate an effect. The cost takes it off the field, and while it's off the field, Fiendish Chain doesn't affect it anymore. The Snake helps defend the life points. There's Honest. Set for defense, but there's also a Mirror Force. The Fiendish Chains are just sitting there doing nothing. Another Mirror Force. That's a 3rd one. Can Miss Chono break through all of them? But she still hasn't actually dealt any damage. Even though I felt that she probably has had the better plays. No, didn't make Lagia. 3 monsters gone. That would have... Yeah, that is a way to also get rid of Honest. We get to hope that something like Mirror Force wouldn't stop you. There were 2. What's the chance that there's a 3rd one in the deck? And if they have it, it's gonna be face down next. Well, it's going to. Somebody adds Pollux. Its other effect allows the normal summon. And Xyz with Honest into Omega. Are they gonna go straight into M7? Just gonna go straight into M7. I probably would have played it safe just to use Omega's effect instead. Which would have been the good play, because Miss Chono also has Mirror Force. Wow. All the Mirror Force, and we're not even done. They had it already? Ritual Summon. Blackluster Soldier. Legendary Swordsman. Miss Chono's ace card. However, wait. Is that unaffected by card effect? Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. It stops Mirror Force. Yay! BLS got banned. Come on, draw the card. Draw the card, because we saw you draw it once in week 2, when you didn't actually get the summon because Vanity's Emptiness was active on your own field. Nope. Legendary Swordsman's gonna do it again. No activations during the battle phase. Blacklist Soldier, Legendary Swordsman, takes game 1 for Miss Chono. What if the eventual title, like the fight for the title, goes between Miss Chono and Jack Atlas? That could still very much change. We're still only in week 3. Out of 19, we could still see Taya Gardner versus Howard X Miller for the championship too, for the title at King or Queen of Games. But Miss Chono is just looking really good, and I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of Miss Chono, and it's Miss Chono who will start off for the final one. Big trap lineup again, Justin Algieri. Darko would be a good player. Darko and MSD. Does Megalith Smasher Axe and Box of Friends. But that does bring out 2 more monsters as defenses. Takes that out. What was that card? Okay, that just sends it back to the hand. I'm not sure if that would have been the best play. Oh, that was a late addition to the deck, I think. Or just this is the one-off we haven't seen much. And Xyz into Vepartu. They activated the effect. Why are you torrentialing now? There is another monster coming. That was not smart. It's programmed to, oh, big monster, let's play it. Oh, no, it's not a summon, it's add to hand. Never mind. But they can normal summon it, and then you Mirror Force. Yeah, you should have just done one of the 2. You wasted one of your wipes. However, there's only a few cards in Miss Chono's hand. If one of them is blocked as a soldier, though, then that effect can just add Advanced Ritual Art. Dipper's about to deal some damage. Dark Rebellion and Xyz Dragon, they're just using the attack power as defense. We still haven't seen the card. We still haven't seen the... I really want the card that Dipper has one of in his deck. Summon the big thing. We saw him draw and actually try and activate the card last time, but it didn't work. This Vanity's Emptiness that he had. But if you draw it now, that would be huge. Come on, Dipper. Draw the thing. That's not the thing. That's a different spell card. 1 of 32. If you remember what spell card I'm referring to, put it in the comments. For those on YouTube. They put it in Twitch chat if you're watching this live. Okay. Blade Armor Ninja. That can attack twice. That would be a KO. Next turn, if Dipper doesn't have something good now. Because even Forbidden Lands doesn't help that. Algieri takes it out with help of Forbidden Lands. That works. Not over here. Michono doesn't have a lot, but neither does Dipper. One good draw can change it, though. Blue Eyes our Dragon with Cosmo Brain. That's a big one. If Dipper draws the spell. Nope. Dipper's out. Michono stays undefeated. Direct attacks with Cosmo Brain. We're gonna have to wait for week 4 to see the big monster in Dipper's deck. There's still 16 more weeks. There's probably gonna be at least 1 week where he gets to summon it. Please, Dipper, please. Alright, we add that. Michono takes the win. Let's bring some music in. I'm gonna refresh the page, because then the rankings will go through. And we have, at the top, 9 points. All of their matches won so far, Jack Atlas and Michono at 9 points. Jack has a Buhol score, a first tiebreaker of 4, Michono 3. What does that mean? A Buhol score is a combined score based on every opponent you've had. Jack Atlas has faced 3 opponents so far. Let's actually take a look. Use Jack Atlas as the example. Jack has faced Blue Maiden, Tricky Tommy Noble, and I know it was Howard X. Miller. Tricky Tommy Noble has 6 points. Blue Maiden has 4. And we know Howard X. Miller has 1. So 6, 4, and 1. Buchholz takes all of those scores, removes the best one and the worst one, and your Buchholz scores whatever remains. So the best one, 6, is gone. The worst one, 1, is gone. Keeps him with 4. Michono has faced 3 opponents. Remove the best one, remove the worst one, she's left with 3. So Jack Atlas has had, as it's currently looking, the more difficult opponents, because his opponents have had, in using the Buchholz score, a higher ranking. That is what it means. They deserve to be ranked above Michono for the moment, because his opponents have had that better score. Now eventually everyone will have faced everyone. But actually, what does that do to Buchholz scores? Because everyone has faced everyone. Will everyone have the same Buchholz score? Not quite, because you don't face yourself. So there will still be differences. Okay. Anyway, so we have at the top still Jack Atlas and Michono, who haven't lost a match. Yami Merrick now ranks 3rd. Won twice, lost once, but a Buchholz score of 7. So he has faced either... No, he lost to Michono, yeah. And then he won against either Nistro or Aster Phoenix, because that would have been his middle score. And then he had a match against someone ranked lower. A Buchholz score of 7 at this point is really strong. Then others at 7, so that means they have 2 wins in terms of matches, and then their loss was 1. Nistro, Aster Phoenix are at 7. Roman Goodwin, Tricky Tommy Noble, Terry Gardner, Disa, and Tinami all at 6 points. Varying Buchholz scores here. Yusha Sakaki is the only one with 5 points. So that means he did win 1 match. And then he lost 2-1 both times he lost. Then it's Blue Maiden, Rin, Angie, Brooke Walker at 4. Tanya, Yami Yugi, and Dipper at 3. Yami Yugi is ranked 17th. Still not very good. But at least he's not ranked 20th. And then it's Quattro and Howard X. Miller at the bottom. The only 2 that haven't won a single match yet. Both at least have points, so everyone's on the board in that sense. But they want to improve. So, Jack Atlas, Michono, can you keep up your winning streak next time? Yami Merrick, can you keep going up in the rankings? Yami Yugi, can you keep winning? And Quattro and Howard X. Miller, can you get out of that bottom 2? Can you get your first match win? Let's see what our matchups will be next week in week 4 of King's Cup. Disa with her Monarchs against Yami Merrick. Aster Phoenix against Dipper Orion. Brooke Walker against Tiny. Miss Chono against Howard X Miller. So one of the top ones against one of the bottom ones. Would be very interesting if Howard wins that one, huh? Antinomy versus Quattro. Yami Yugi against Roman Goodwin. Roman, who used to be one of the ones that hadn't lost a match yet. Nistro versus Angie. Yusho Sakaki versus Rin. Jack Atlas against Tia Gardner. And then we're going to end with Tricky Tommy Noble against Blue Maiden. 2 different ways of looking at burn decks. Blue Maiden has a semi-burn deck. Tricky Tommy Noble has a fire deck. So those will be our matchups next time. For now, though, I would like to thank you all for watching week 3. Please let me know in the comments, like in the Twitch chat right now if you're watching live, but also in the YouTube comments of the VOD. After week 3, who has impressed you? Who do you think, oh, they have a better chance than what I thought initially? Who do you think is not actually as good as you were hoping? Who do you think will be the eventual king or queen of games? And who are you rooting for? Because like, I'm rooting for Dipper. I don't expect Dipper to be the king of games. I'm rooting for Yami Yugi to do at least a bit better. Will he be the king of games? I don't know. I think Jack Atlas has a good shot at it, but I'm not rooting for him the most. Let me know what you think in the comments, in the Twitch chat, and then I'll see you next time. Make sure you always remember that you, yes, you're right there, that is watching this. You are worth it. And you're enough. Goodbye.